attention of the audience, that is very necessary. Okay,
Okay.
so so I can suggest you, it's a small suggestion. You can contact, there are many content, you can be a content writer. So slowly you study
Okay.
whether it is a cuisine about your place, about Nainital, or the festival. See, as a whole, we all know what is Durga Puja, how it is being celebrated, Dashera, how it is being celebrated. Then we
Okay.
have this Navratri, how it is being celebrated. Garba is going on. I mean, so many, we all know about this
Yes,
dance
ma'am.
form. But
Yes, ma'am.
each, there are some places, unique cuisine is there, unique festival is there, which is being limited to that place, which
Yes,
is
ma'am.
being confined to that destination.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
reaching to the audience is very important. So
Right.
slowly, see, you don't I won't like, you should always have a hobby or some passion. So
Right.
initially you can start with your hobby. When you have a time, you start writing, content writing is very important. And
Right.
once you write for this different companies and all, like there are travel agent companies and all. So travel companies, there are different companies. जैसे अगर आप हेल्थ के बारे में लिखना चाहते हो, तो देर आर हेल्थ कंपनीज जो हेल्थ के बारे में ही बोलते हैं. देन देर आर कंपनीज विच आर रिलेटेड ओनली टू festivals and all. They'll be showcasing on festivals. So slowly you once start writing,
Right.
they will only guide you. मतलब कितना वर्ड्स में होना चाहिए, क्या क्या. एंड द थिंग इज दैट इट शुड बी प्लेगियरिज्म फ्री. माने प्लेगियरिज्म फ्री मतलब ऐसा नहीं कि आपने कॉपी पेस्ट कर दिया, मैंने कहीं से
No, no,
उठाया और
no,
फिर
ma'am.
पेस्ट
Actually,
किया.
ma'am, I
नो
just
नो
want
दैट्स
to describe
हाँ
my Nainital festival, fairs, traffic, and tourism importance like a little topic.
हाँ
Today
यस यस
we are celebrating Durga Puja, so
हाँ
I'm daily joined there and writing some kind of importance of festivals or how is tourists satisfy there. So little my own experience, live experience. So I'm writing some words about my festivals. So this is
ओके.
good for writing,
Yes, yes. You start writing. You
right?
start writing, and what I suggest you, you will be finding, all this. You look for in the Google search for this content writers and all. So from
Right,
there, you will be getting all the informations. And as I told you, if you write in your own words, because they check for the plagiarism and all, and
right.
after that, you are also being paid for that also.
Okay,
So
okay.
people make a lot of money also. It means it's not like, some because of their as a hobby, as a passion. So today writing for tourism has really become a very important, for
Right,
some people, they are using their passion and all,
right,
that is can be since. And you live in a very beautiful place of India.
right.
So you can always see, we are not exactly, sometimes if you can share something about Nainital, I want मैंने ऐसे वर्ड्स में नहीं, कुछ पिक्चर्स एंड ऑल लाइक
Right, ma'am.
हाँ ओके यू जस्ट
I'm
यू कैन
I'm just
शेयर
a
इट.
beginner in writing, so but this chapter is important for me. That's why I'm saying I'm interested
हाँ
in
हाँ 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 हाँ
content writing.
yes yes you
So
can
that's my
explore,
answer.
you can
Say I'm interesting.
explore it. Okay, so
Okay.
however this development of like writing for tourism, when we are talking about writing for tourism,
Right. This is important for
develop.
me, ma'am.
Yes, yes. And it has now become a major economic activity also.
Right.
And of course it has been slowly, increasingly, it's been increasing, specifically on different specified areas also. And you get informations, you get no you provide informations to the people who are interested to learn more, to not only to acquire knowledge, but also they can also share. Okay, once you share, that is like, I have some information, I share it in the group. Then again, sometimes you share something which I can share it to my other peer groups. So that is how it is being, done. I mean, like in a chain way. So it is not, you should always do writing for tourism. When we talk about writing for tourism, it is not only about the sake of knowledge, but at the same time it is also being utilized for the interest of the tourist activities. And if you have, as I told you, if you have noticed, like in the newspapers, once in a week, any daily newspapers, whether it's English, Oriya, or Hindi, you'll see once in a week a special supplement paper comes. where a few pages are specifically allotted for travel and leisure. Okay, so not only that, even the cuisine and all, as a normal political news, I mean news are there, but also you have about the cuisine, you have about the festival. Suppose you that's an environment day, so what are the colleges, schools, they have taken the initiatives to do on the environment day. It is a tobacco free day, so what are the colleges, schools, they have taken the initiative. Yes, say 2nd October, swachhata hi seva. So the theme of this 2nd October, Swachhata Hi Seva. So the government has, what are the initiatives have taken. Now, like if you ask about the local newspapers, they have different, photos with taglines, themes, and all. Similarly, the local organizations or schools and colleges, how they have celebrated it. Like some of them have gone to the, like my university, we my students, we had on the Swachhata Hi Seva ke din, we had gone to a beach in Orissa, and we have done beach cleaning. So all these photos, little bit write ups. So slowly you should reach it to the audience, because there are many people who really take interest in all this and all. Okay, so and in fact you have now we have so many travel magazines in India. I'm talking about India only. Okay, the monthly, some are biannually also are there. Like there's Travel and Leisure India, then there is Discover India, then there is Travel and Leisure, then Today's Traveler, Outlook Travelers. In fact, Outlook Traveler is one of the premier travel magazines in India, which specially strives to present the world within the pages of magazines. So that write up content has to be like, if you are a amateur writer, maybe initially you have to go through different books, different magazines, how it is being written, how that is being portrayed, how it reaches the customers, how it attracts the audience. So that is very much necessary. Now beside that, there are also lot of hospitality and tourism journals, that have specialized contents in tourism and travel area. Suppose if you wanted to know about heritage tourism, you can download a paper, heritage tourism. See, lot of papers will become a lot of papers will be there. So if you put the keywords, suppose heritage tourism in Uttarakhand, okay, yeah, heritage tourism in Uttar Pradesh, so you will find the papers which are related to heritage sites in Uttar Pradesh, that will be there, so you can filter it. So once this research papers, like when you download it from journals and all, those are research papers, like they have collected data, then they have done some analysis, then they have come to the conclusion. So that is how it is being mentioned in the journals. And if you go through all these magazines and all, there are so many upcoming hotels, pre-opening properties at different locations of the country. So the reason behind is that, depending on the tourist inflow to that particular places, they have decided. So it is not that, how you travel, where you travel, what is the mode of transport, what is the cuisine of that local area, then about the community, the stakeholders involved, the arts and crafts of that particular area. So you can slowly, if you have interest, you can write about this. Now for example, I gave you example of the travel magazines, but at the same time, if you have seen, even the airlines, the hotels have their own hotels have their own magazines, like JW Marriott have their own magazine. There are also the airlines, they have their in-flight magazines also. If you take the example of Indigo, okay, Indigo has their in-flight magazine, which is known as Hello 6E, because the flights of Indigo, they start from, say, yeah, Bhubaneswar to Delhi, it is 6E, then some number is there. So any flight of Indigo, it is 6E, then the number is there. So therefore, their in-flight magazine is known as Hello 6E. Then you have AirAsia's in-flight magazine, which is known as Travel 360. And if you see this magazines, it is not only about the uh, destinations, not only about the foods, about the crafts, but also you will find about the different universities giving their advertisements in those in those magazines also. Okay, then AirAsia have their in-flight magazine, which is known as Travel 360. Then Air India, I mean, which is the flagship, I mean, flagship carrier airline of India. Their magazine is known as Shubh Yatra. And Vistara is basically a joint venture of Tata Sons and Singapore Airlines. So their in-flight magazine is known as Vistara World. So uh, everything I cannot give you in details, and सब कुछ तो books में लिखा भी नहीं रहता. You have to do a little bit of googling, then you will come to know about all those. So there are, like, you'll find, like, as I told you, Ministry of Tourism, that day I showed you the report. You have all the reports, like, about Ministry of Tourism. So that is not about that is being developed by Government of India. Similarly, we from, like, as I belong to Odisha, we also have department annual report, Ministry, I mean, Government of Tourism, government I mean Odisha's, that is the Government of Odisha. They also have a report. So in that, how many visitors are visiting to Odisha, inbound tourists, how many states are there, how many districts are there. There are 30 districts in Odisha. So which district is having the maximum inflow of tourists? So those are mentioned there. So similarly, these type of tourism departments also have their own magazines, their newsletters. You might have seen now different colleges, universities, schools, they have their own newsletter. So tourism departments similarly also have their magazines and newsletter. And if you are interested, if you wanted to be a travel writer, then you can all slowly start publishing, like, you can always approach them, and you can get your write up or content being published on these travel magazines or newsletter. Okay, then there are also serials. You might have seen lot of serials, TV shows, and on holiday, on holidays, on travel, leisure, and all those. However, like, promoting literature, and in the form of, like, directories, then brochures, then advertisements, as well as commercial writings. These are all common to the constituents of tourism industry. Like, whether it is tourism industry, means it can be like travel agents. You can write for travel agents, you can write for tour operators, you can write for hotels, you can write for emporiums, then airlines, then travel organizations. So many tourism industry constituents are there, so you can write for all these constituents. So thus, in the contemporary world, there is ample scope in the field of writing for tourism. So you can write anything. It can be the food, it can be the handicrafts, and especially I have also written a article, but somehow it is not being published. That is the handicrafts and handlooms of Orissa. That is also very important. And yesterday only I was reading an article where a film star who has mentioned about about the outfit, that is the saris, because she always wants to be draped in sari. And especially when you drape in sari, you have it draped in sari means usually the handlooms one. Okay, so you can always showcase the handlooms of a particular area of any state. So you come to know about the heritage of that particular, because those artisans needs to be, we always know, the who are weaving, like weavers and all, though they never come in the forefronts, but to come, to bring them on the forefronts, like especially you can use your social media, you can use their art, handicrafts, handlooms. So that is very important. Now it varies from person to person. Now, so if I always wanted to wear t-shirts and jeans, that's a different, I mean, you have a different outlook. But if you wanted to wear a salwar suit, which is, like Orissa handlooms, or if you wanted to wear a sari which is from khadi, so there you can showcase the heritage handloom of your I mean particular state, of a particular area. So it depends from I mean, it varies from individual to individual. However, when you if you want to be a blogger, you must have some qualities are very much necessary. You must have open mind, and of course you should have a curiosity. So it is being said, let your curiosity rule while you travel, because unless and until you are very curious while traveling, then it doesn't have an impact. So you have to be very some people, whenever they go to any places they visit, they try to test the cuisine of that particular place. So that is what is very important. Just give me 2 minutes time. Okay, I'll just come. One sec. Just
Okay,
two
ma'am.
minutes. Yes. So, yes, I was telling you should be curious enough while you are traveling. And, you should always try to find, because every time you'll find a story is, there is some story, there is some history of a particular place, with a particular associated with a particular monument or particular museum. So you should have that curious to learn, curious to know about the facts, and always you should you should be curious to know about the facts, the figures, because facts is very important for the history, figures is also very important. So you should always try to have a inquisitiveness to learn all this. So you should, of course, updating of knowledge is very important. And nowadays there are a lot of softwares also, where you can do a lot of editing work. And suppose there are softwares where you can get all the, like, any particular, like, for like, when we are talking about, if you want to do some research and all, so earlier those were very difficult to find, but now if you want to find any statistics, with the help of AI, artificial intelligence, then machine learning, then internet of things, with this technology, you can find many things within a very short period of time. So if you're really interested, you can have I mean if you're interested, you can always go for the travel writing. Then of course you should have your own unique style of writing, that also attracts the readers. And you should write your own experience, instead of instead of trying to uh, rob I shouldn't borrow others people's idea. You should give your own ideas, you should explain your own experiences. So that is, instead of borrowing from others ideas. Then photography, because the more it should be it should be more pictorial, it should be more with photographs and all. And of course overstatement and understatement has to be avoided. And you should master how to attract the reader. So that skills you need to develop. So that is possible only when you start doing. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
And okay, so you start writing for magazines, newspapers, journals. ये तो थोड़ा मुश्किल हो जाता पहले, but yes, you can start writing for journals. Mm, uh, if you wanted to write for journals, you can always see in the websites, journals तो उसमें ना जर्नल्स में लिखा रहता है, लाइक देर इज आई मीन फॉर्मेट, like how you have to, suppose there should be introduction, there should be literature review. Literature reviews, basically you have to collect all the literature from different other magazines, from different secondary secondary like documents, secondary in the sense like different documents, different magazines where you have collected the literature, you have gone through the literature, you have reviewed the literature, and after reviewing literature, you must be having an objective. So what is your objective, what you actually wanted to try to find out? It is not only, writing a research paper maybe at times are difficult, but yes, you can always write book chapters and all. If you all are interested, you can always tell me, because lot of universities, they are coming up publishing their own books, where lot of academicians, research scholars, they are writing, all these book chapters and all. So you can also be a part of it. Like, you have to take the first step. Once you do that, slowly you know how it I mean, you know the framework. Basically, you need to know the framework, and once you know the framework, you can fit into it. Okay. So as I told you, the writing can be of versatile areas. It can be of destination, it can be of the themes, then it can be of the cuisine of that particular region, then the culture, then customs, then the history associated with, each temple has some history attached to it, but we never know that, and we just go and visit something. But those who are very much they have a inquisitive to know, they usually read the history and all. We'll come to the history of tourism history also. Okay. Then there is, you can write about the aviation, you can write about the different types of transport, rail, then road, then your aviation, then your cruise, you can also write on that. Then about the environmental aspects of tourism, that also you can. Then promotion literature, then special interest, like, and that is also, if you have some special interest and all, you can write on that also. Like, suppose if you want to be a mount you want to go for mountaineering, so you can write, what are the different locations India has mountaineering, which are the schools that are providing mountaineering, classes and all, what are the tools that is being required. So that is how you can easily go ahead if you have an interest for tourism writing. Then yes, all this some culture, custom and history, travel industry, tourism organizations, you can, yes, you can also write for this travel fairs, major events and all that is being taking place in your that is being taking place in your your locality and all. Yesterday Mr. Singh had told me to find about this organizations, tourism organizations, where you can become members. Just give me a day or two, like yesterday he told me, but I didn't get the time. I was quite occupied today because tonight I'll be going to West Bengal, like my hometown is Kharagpur, for Durga Puja. So I was very busy, but in a day or two I'll be sharing those informations with you. So when you are into all those groups, no, then you'll come to know lot many things. And see, tourism is such a thing, it's such a vast and versatile. So you can write on anything, like, whether it is any policies or any trade bodies or any fairs, exhibitions, and something which should be unique, which must be having a flavor, essence to attract the readers. Okay. So that is how, but I'll be sharing you within a day or two all those organizations. Then you can go through all this later on. Then yes, promotion is very much necessary, and advertising skills are also required to write up promotional scripts. You might have seen, there are just on the TV, we see, all these ads are there. then ads are for 30 seconds, some ads are for 15 or 20 seconds, but those ads are so catchy, so attractive, that once you see, you get glued to the TV. So that is how you're nowadays, people you might have seen, especially the younger generation, they are always glued to the computers as well as on the mobiles, but they don't stick it for a long time. That is why reels are made ki within a 2 minutes or within 1.5 minutes, you get to know the subject of that particular content and all. That is what is being required. You don't have time to go in details. So that tactics, that skills you need to develop. Then Yes, there are also range of books also available in this area. Nowadays, you need not go to the library, or you have everything you can download from the websites and all. Some are, there is a Kindle. You can pay, like you can become a subscriber, and you can just pay few rupees and get those books downloaded, like, which interests you basically. Then yes, this is personality development and communication skills. That is also very important, because ज़्यादा मैं कुछ इसमें बोलना नहीं चाहती, because you all are professionals, so like communication is very important, and especially when you are in a tourism field or any industry, wherever communication has to be both. It is both verbal as well as non-verbal, but yes, it has to be very. Clarity has to be there. Specific. It should be very specific clarity, along with your voice tone, so that the other people can understand. And that is what is very much necessary. And personality development is also very much necessary, because in the tourism industry, you have to interact with lot of clients, and those clients can be of any group, any age, can be from any organizations. They can be an executive of a company. At the same time, some of them can also be a CEO of the company. So you have to have that convincing skills. You have to have that interpersonal skills, so that you can convince the visitors or the tourists. And at the end of the day, you have to ensure that they are satisfied, because that what matters a lot. So you don't wait, before what he needs, you should be able to give him that service. Before he asks for that service, you should give him that service. That is what is very much necessary. Suppose a guest checks into the hotel, so normal, he tell how was your flight and all, then fine enough. Then he goes to the coffee shop, have his breakfast. Then when he returns, that's a courtesy, like, conversation. Sir, how was your breakfast? Did you like the breakfast? So he may be a South Indian, he's, but in your coffee shop there are not much varieties of South Indian dishes. So then he said, okay, sir, okay, next time I'll ensure that it is there. So, कभी कभी ऐसा होता कि all types of guests, all guests are not of the same type. But we are in the service industry, we are basically the service providers. So once we are in the service industry, we should know what our customers need. So that is very important. So that skill you have to develop with the time, with the experience, and all that is very necessary. So that is what is physical, personality development. That is very much necessary. You should be properly dressed, and outfit is very important. Like, somewhere I have read, like, if you are properly dressed, that means 70% of your work is being done. So because that also creates an image. See, when we work, if you are working in the hotels, if you are working in the aviation industry, if you are working in some corporate sectors and all, they have the dress code and all. So why this dress code is there? Because once you are in the particular dress code, you feel that you develop that attitude in you. Okay, this is my way of doing, how I should handle. So that is very much necessary. But it is not necessary कि, if you're only in a corporate, you should, I mean, or in any hotels or in aviation industry, you have to be in that particular outfit. But whatever outfit you are, it should be matlab, you should be properly dressed. The thing is that you should be properly dressed, you should be properly groomed, because we are in this industry which is a service industry. That is very important. Okay. So, and this industry, first impression is the last impression. So that tells a lot about the organization you work for. So you should develop those skills. Okay. Then ये कुछ है, like I have just mentioned, like how you should be, this is we should uh, about all these hygiene manners, and all those are also I have written. You can go through these PPTs and all. There are 63 PPTs, 63 slides, not PPTs. There are 63 slides in this PPT, so you can go through this, like so. And of course, feedback is very much necessary, because without feedback, communication is incomplete. Okay. Of course, I take your classes, I'll also take the feedback. Maybe you can always, I share the ideas with you, at the same time you also share your ideas. So even we are a group of 10 to 15, that idea is properly being shared. So once it is being shared, we can always implement those. And sometimes we may like you can also tell me ki madam aap agar aise kare to aur bhi acha ho. You can always, suggestions are always welcome, because unless and until we have critics, we cannot evaluate and develop ourselves. So as an say, if I appreciate you, you will be very eager to hear that. No appreciating. But if I criticize you, you have a tendency not to hear that. But there should also be critics, because critics are very much necessary, because that is what helps you to evaluate yourself, कहाँ पर आपका गलती हुआ, कैसे हम सुधरेंगे. So that is very much necessary, and you can develop yourself. Okay. ये communications and इसी में आ जाता है जो so I just gave you this information. So of course review feedbacks is very important. And the words to be used, how the listening skills, you have to be a good listener to be a good communicator. So once you are in this trade, like in this travel industry, you have to have a good communication skills. That is what is very much necessary. And that communication, that is like, if you want to communicate, first you should be a good listener. If you are a good listener, you can be a good communicator. Okay. So that is also required. First you should try to understand your customers. Customers are your god. So yes, then yes, as I told you, accepting criticism without being over defensive or over apologetic, that is also required. And there are some barriers in communication. You don't expect everybody will be good to you, but you as a human being, you should always try to be good to others, because that's what tells about your personality. You don't expect, like, I am good to you, so you will be good to me. So you cannot expect that. But yes, you can always give your best, try your best. And when you are in the service industry, you have to always be a little bit, humble, be a little bit friendly, at the same time be confident, be creative, and have the sense of pursuing. That is also very much necessary. Know and understand people. So try to be polite, because in the hospitality industry, people has to be very polite also. It is a part of their, like along with the grooming, they also they should need to have all these standards also. And yes, then moving ahead, yes, the volume, your voice, how it has to be, like slow, I mean high pitch में होना है या low pitch में होना है. That also you should know how to modulate your voice. That is very important. Then enthusiasm, because sometimes this also I had read, that when I'm talking to you, suppose I'm talking to you on phone, you cannot see me. Okay. But you can hear my voice. So the voice should be in such a manner that, as if I'm very much nearer to you or closer to you. So you should understand the feelings. So you see those people who are in the travel business, like if some of you may become a tour operator or travel agent, or you might be working with some travel agent and all, or not necessarily that you have to be a travel agent. Sometimes, all of us go for family vacation. So you could take that initiative, you could take that role, that you'll organize the vacation tour, okay? Like right from booking the tickets, which are the places to be visited, where to stay. Then it is not a very easy task, organizing. Like you should have a proper coordination, because you have studied tourism. And what are the, like, everybody doesn't know, when you go to a new places, when you go to visit a new places, what aajkal to tum, I mean, all these newspapers and magazines may, it is like, if you go to a mountain, if you're visiting a mountain, then what are the things you should carry? If you're visiting a beach, what are the things you need to carry? So everything is being mentioned very specific. So सबके लिए, when you are organizing that tour, everybody may not be able to do, but you take that initiative to do that. Like some of you all may be, your family may, like, you're with your peer groups, not I mean with your friend circle and all, you take the initiative, so that gives you much confidence. Not only along with the confidence, you also learn how to organize, and what are the specific things you are looking for. Like there are objectives now in this, so many units, you will find everything is there. कहाँ क्या करना है, कैसे, आई मीन, देखना है कौन सा टूर ऑपरेटर, कौन सा ट्रैवल एजेंट, टाइमिंग कब है, कौन सा डेस्टिनेशन पे जाना है, कब जाना है, व्हाट आर द थिंग्स यू शुड कैरी. And if you have an interest for writing, then you should have proper mobile to click pictures. After that, you have to upload this. You might have seen some, especially my students, I see them, they are so tech savvy. मतलब उन लोग कुछ भी फोटो उठा लेते हैं, within 5 minutes you will find them, it's on Instagram. What are the, the practical classes they do, like, we have all this food production classes, that is the food they prepare, especially the cuisine. So maybe it can be sometimes international cuisine, like continental, Mexican, Italian, or sometimes it's a regional cuisine, like, from Goa, from Maharashtra, and all these states. So they'll, after preparing the classes, like 4 hours production classes, they'll take photos of that and then upload on that. So they're very quick, and उसमें कुछ background music भी रहता है, then some writings also रहता. So this, they are very much, I mean, very familiar with all this and expert in doing all this. So this is, you should, why I told you, the reason behind is, it should be done with enthusiasm. I mean, interest, enthusiasm has to be there. Unless and until you there, and I always think, and I also believe that, if you are enthusiast, then you love traveling. But even if you are not enthusiastic, some people, why should I travel? Sitting at home, I can see everything. I can see Taj Mahal, I can see Chowki Dhani, I can see Durga Puja also. You can see sitting at home. But visiting that place, and going through the crowd, standing in a queue, then seeing the goddess. In the meantime, you have to do, there are a lot of push and pull factors also. Then roadside me, you have some eatery joints, and have some, fuchkas, like, some other delicacies, like all these rolls, pizzas and all. That gives you a different feeling, and this feeling is all about enthusiasm. Unless and until you have to enthusiasm, of course you spend a lot of, not only your money, but also you spend a lot of energy. For that energy, you require enthusiasm, okay? So that has to be there. So when you talk to someone, that should, enthusiasm should reflect in your voice. What I was telling you, when you talk to someone, he or she may not be in front of you, but on the other side, he or she could hear your voice. So they there should be some genuinity, there should be some enthusiasm, there should be some love, there should be some affection, and that should reflect in your voice. That is what is very important, right? There are some telephone conversations. See, all these you are aware of. It is just only polishing, okay? क्योंकि tourism, हाँ, if you go in details or धीरे धीरे, मतलब this unit one is all about fundamentals of tourism. So what you learn about history, what you learn in history, what you learn in geography, and all those are there. Tourism is a multidisciplinary subject basically, okay? So you have एवरीथिंग, हिस्ट्री भी है, ज्योग्राफी भी है, उसमें कुछ साइंस भी है. सो एवरीथिंग इज है, आर्ट है, कल्चर है, एवरीथिंग इज है. सो सब कुछ है, बट यू हैव टू इंश्योर दैट मनी उसको थोड़ा पॉलिशिंग करना पड़ेगा सो दैट इट ब्राइटन्स, इट एनहांसेस, ओके. Then use of history, yes, this is also a important unit, important chapter. Why history is very important in tourism. Now, use of history in tourism. Now, history has an important role, a pivotal role to play in tourism. Now, why we study? Because we need to understand the growth, like how far the industry has come and how it has grown. See, when we were attending classes, so that time we used to go to, हम लोग ना इग्नो का क्लासेस अटेंड करते थे, तो वी यूज टू गो, वी वर वर्किंग एंड वी यूज टू अटेंड दिस क्लासेस. तो हमारे लिए ना वीकेंड क्लासेस होता था, मतलब सैटरडे संडे, एंड दोज वीक सैटरडे ओनली संडे, सॉरी संडे क्लासेस होता था. एंड दैट 2 to 3 hours होता था, एंड दैट इन सम universities या colleges में it was organized by IGNO. But nowadays everything is on this platforms. You have Google, you have other Zoom, and also so easy to connect, so easy to relate, correlate. And today's world, it is very much necessary to connect, collaborate. Whatever you do, it is very sometimes as an individual, as a single person, it is very difficult. I mean, unless and until you share your ideas, thoughts, views with others, that means you need to connect, you need to collaborate, then only you can reach to the mass. That is what is very important. So when I was talking about use of history in tourism, so you can see how far this industry has come and how it has grown over the years. Then you can also plan for the future. uh, that is also important. Then you can understand the origins of tourism. Then you can understand the developments, how tourism developed, like right from the early empires to the, and how it has changed during the industrial revolution. So what is the role of history, in today's, like even if you wanted to be a travel writer, so you have to learn the history, you have to go through the literature. So literature matlab hi you have to learn about the history. So that is the reason use of history in tourism is very important. Now, this, as I told, earlier, there was very limited types of tourism: adventure tourism, cultural tourism, heritage tourism, then you have eco tourism, then you have sustainable tourism and all. But now there are more than 60 70 types of tourism. तो उसमें historical tourism भी, there's something historical tourism. Now, this is also a form of tourism which involves visiting historical sites and monuments. And historical tourism, it also plays a very important role. How? Like, cultural exchange, you have exchange of knowledge and preserving the historical heritage. Okay. For example, I'm giving you an example. Now, many tourists like to know the history of the design, the styles, etc., of the jewelry or the crafts they wish to buy. Now, there are also like theme dinners which are based on historical situations, then sound and light shows being they also being organized which bring life to historical period. Now, for example, this is my own experience. I had been to Kurukshetra. So Kurukshetra is the place where the battle of Mahabharata was fought. So there's a light and show, around I think 45 minutes. I had visited long time ago. So that time the show was for 45 minutes or 1 year, 1 hour. So they showed, how the Mahabharata, एक घंटा में महाभारत देखना बहुत, it is difficult, but still then so why these light and shows are being organized? Because they bring life to this historical period. So I just gave you an example. तो similar light and show sounds बहुत सारा जगह पे है. Even in Bhubaneswar we have this Dhaulgiri where Buddhist stupa is there, and that is the place where the Kalinga war was fought, and there also you will find this light and sound, जिसमें about this Kalinga war के बारे में through light and sound they had shown. I haven't visited that. It's in my place only. Tourists from far off places they come and visit, but I so far I didn't get that opportunity. वो बोलते हैं ना जिन लोग दिल्ली में रहते हैं उन लोग कुतुब मीनार नहीं देखते, बट दूसरे जगह से फॉरेनर्स आके देख के चले जाते. तो उसी तरह आई हैड बीन टू कुरुक्षेत्र, आई सॉ दैट लाइट एंड साउंड, but there is also light and sound show in Dhaulgiri, that is the Buddhist stupa, but I didn't get the time to visit, but maybe I'll this time I'll make some time to visit. Okay. So, however, why this? Basically, why this history is very much necessary history of tourism, use of history in tourism, because it helps you to connect with the past and experience all the destinations which are of importance of cultural heritage. Okay, then you have the museums also, which provide tangible link to the past, and which also enables the tourist to understand the evolution of a place. Obviously, how this place has come up and all, you will come to know why the Rath Yatra is being celebrated. And each, as I told, each every location, place, destination has a history, and the tour guides and all, they tell you about the history. But nowadays you need not take the help of the guide. You have your mobile, which is guide assistance. If you want to go to any place, when you go, how you go, what you should go, everything will, you can through the Google map you can get all the assistance, the cuisine, the restaurants around, the handicrafts to buy, you will get everything in Google, so you can easily do that. Okay, so that was, yes, some myths, fables, and history are also a part of this Indian cultural traditions. And sometimes what happened, your very often imagination is transmitted as reality. See, I have shown you because I also didn't know about this. Rajasthan, the village that I have, Chauki Dhani, that I have shown you. So when one of my faculties was teaching me, she told about Chauki Dhani. So I didn't know Atlare, but people usually in the north they know about Chauki Dhani and all. And Rajasthan, it's nearby. Delhi, Delhi say, I mean Rajasthan, Jaipur is nearby. Then I tried to figure it. Then I saw so many videos are there. So I hope many of you all were not aware of Chakidhani. Some of you all might be aware of, but yes, there are so many places we are not aware of. So the once once you start exploring, then so many things will come to you. You can also make it interesting, which and it will also you can also share among your friends and all. And those imaginations are usually being transmitted as to reality. Now, I haven't been to Chaukidhani, but yes, I have shown these videos and all. Maybe next time when I visit to Delhi, I'll make a plan to visit, because wanted to tell something.
No, ma'am.
Miss- yes, tell Gaurav. Yes, tell me.
No, ma'am. No question.
Okay, have you were you aware of Chaukidhani, Mr. Gaurav?
Yes, ma'am. I have seen your videos, the beautiful place, but it's an man-made.
Yeah, yeah. See, that is
Actually,
what I told you. There is natural made and there is man made. Okay.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Natural made is different, man made is different. Now see, for
Okay.
you cannot, आप तो राजस्थान में जाके आप क्या विलेज देखोगे, आपके पास टाइम नहीं रहेगा, and you won't. So in this 4 to 6 hours you will find everything, you'll experience everything, you'll get the feelings right from the food, the villages कैसे होता है, कैसे dance form है, everything is that. So that is, you have to what you should, like, transform your imagination into reality. Okay, that is what you have to do. So of course tourism is one area where myths and fables are used extensively to market the exotica of our culture. And though it appears very innocent and harmless, it results are very dangerous also, because some myths are there, like just say dark tourism. Dark tourism का मतलब क्या है? Some myths are, you people won't visit this place because some stories are there and all. तो उसी तरह बहुत सारा myths भी होते हैं tourism में. But I mean, that also you should know about the history and all. Then told you, travel writing widely uses history, so that is why use of history in tourism also one of the important factor. And but of course, to add spice to make things more attractive, history is also being misused. That is also being misused. Okay, then care must be taken that history is not being misused by anyone for the benefits. Now, yes, yes. See, this is what it is. I have mentioned here. It is there in the book also. Mr. Manoj is there today, na? There in near Bangalore, a spot in
Yes,
Nandi
ma'am.
Hills.
I'm there,
Uh-huh.
ma'am. I'm
See,
there.
that is there. I took that is, see, near Bangalore, a spot in Nandi Hills. You are from Nandi Hills, right?
Yes,
Uh,
ma'am. I'm
uh,
Nandin.
is described by guides as Tipu drop from where ruler used to get people thrown down the hill. When asked for evidence, they will create another story. Is it right? What is the
But
story exactly?
but actual story is that Tippu drop. It is actually available, ma'am. So
Huh,
now it has been considered as a suicide point at present. But now the suicide is not happening. But
huh,
Tippu Sultan, the ruler of Karnataka, used to drop the prisoners
huh,
whoever commit the crime.
huh.
So he used to drop them. So it was
Drop.
in 1770s, ma'am, actually. So you see, in 1779, Tippu was assassinated. Means like Tippu was killed in
Acha,
Ahmedabad.
okay. But
So,
do you think there are evidences? I mean, facts and all.
yes, ma'am.
I mean,
Actually, there are some inscriptions regarding to that, ma'am. We have
acha.
a proof for that.
Okay, so you have facts, figures, and I mean, their
Yes, yes,
evidence is there. Okay,
yes, ma'am. It's available.
fine,
But
because
thing
you
is that see,
belong.
like the
Hmm,
guides, what they explain, they are not what to say. They are not professional guides, ma'am. See, they are all
huh,
local aids.
huh,
What they usually do is that the same thing what you told, ma'am. If you ask for an
hmm.
evidence, they'll narrate another story,
Another
stating like it
story.
was in, it was in. See, ma'am, me being here, like we can see it is almost 600 feet of a one cliff. It's like one single
Acha,
drop. It's a naturally elevated. If you ask
huh.
them, they'll say if you just drop here within the second minute or the third minute, you will land in the foothills. So all those things and all they'll narrate.
Okay, so how? I mean, those foothills are. I mean, what is the? I mean, sizes, like size. मतलब कितना गहरा
Actually,
तक है, like
the height of
height
Nandi
form.
Hills is 4,800 feet MSL, ma'am.
4,800. Okay, okay, अच्छा, got it. तो वहां
Yes,
से
ma'am.
उन लोग फेंकते थे कि they used to drop from there.
Yes,
Used
ma'am.
to.
Yes, ma'am. The land is like why it is called Nandi Hills because when you see the aerial view of the hill, it looks like bull. Means like the Nandi.
Hmm. हाँ, अच्छा, bull, हाँ, Nandi, yes, हाँ,
Yes,
got
and
it, हाँ,
apart from that, the the western part of the hill, even it looks like the face of Nandi. So they have
अच्छा,
kept the name as Nandi Hills, ma'am. And
Nandi Hill, हाँ,
this is having a lot of historical importance also because Mahatma Gandhi ji, when he came to Karnataka, he stayed in Nandi Hills for 66 days.
अच्छा, Okay, okay.
And the second SARC meeting in India has also happened in Nandi Hills. There are a lot of importance, ma'am, but many of them they doesn't know and they doesn't narrate.
That is not being properly promoted also, this
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, see, you stay there, you have the stories and all, but sometimes we don't get everything, we don't get a clear picture also, that
Yes,
is
ma'am.
also.
That is the reason why we have a committee now, ma'am, like which is
Hmm,
headed by the Chief Secretary of Karnataka. So
hmm.
she is the chairman for Nandis Development Committee, and now we are
Okay.
coming up with guided tour, and many
Acha.
so in each locations wherever they go, it is 69 acres flat land. So
Huh,
wherever they go, so we are
huh.
planning to have a QR code scanner. So once they go over there, if they just scan, they will come to know what is the importance of that place, and it will narrate in all the languages for 2 to 3 minutes, so
Okay.
that whoever the
And
public. Yes, ma'am.
these guys are also, they should be trained. So sometimes, I was talking about you that IITTM, Indian Institute of Tourism and Travel Management, so
Yes,
they
ma'am.
what they have taken an initiative, like it's like a project. They wanted to train the guides, because suppose
Mhm.
हमारे यहाँ पर IITTM is there, so they have trained the local guides, because these local guides, they are not qualified, they are not licensed. So whoever feels like they become a guide, but they don't have the required skills, so they are being properly trained. And this initiative has been taken by the government of India only, because it's a project line. So they have trained around 60 guides. So once they are being guided, they get a license and all, and they can relate in a proper. Otherwise, if you don't have a proper guidance or something, so anybody can give a guide, and they can give wrong informations to the tourist. So that is different. I mean, this I gave you an example where IITTM has trained the guides in Odisha, and I think even in different states, different organizations are there to train the guides, as well as tourist guides basically. But anyway, thank you for your sharing this idea, and I understand now all of you are injured also listening to you. Okay, so that is being mentioned in the book also, because this some contents are being taken from the book. So this is also there in the unit. Okay, and yes, some tips are there. Uh, 1 minute. Yes, some tips are there. Then anecdotes has to be presented as anecdotes, not as a part of history. Tourists may check the information with the help of guidebooks. Only facts must be told to the tourist. That is what is very important. Okay, and history. When we talk about history, history is basically past, and history has to be based on evidence. That is what is very important. And yes, now come the monuments, the ancient period. So, like this is Dhaulgiri Stupa. This is what I was talking about. This is Buddhist stupa that is in Bhubaneswar. You have the Qutub Minar, Delhi, the Great Stupa of Sanchi, Red Fort at Delhi. I have a 5-6 minutes video which I wanted to share with you all. Okay, you can just have a to, I wanted to show you that video. 1 minute. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So these are
Remembrance is the key to nostalgia,
India.
and monuments are nostalgia of history. Travel Triangle will take you to the lanes of these top 15 historical places in India. On number 1 is Taj Mahal. One of the 7 wonders of the world, Taj Mahal is the jewel of Indian monuments. If you consider the top 10 historical places in India, Taj Mahal will always be ranking high on the list. Explore the ultimate epitome of love, the Taj Mahal, whose grandeur remains unmatched. It took around 22 years to complete this magnificent structure that is considered one of the most famous historical places in India. On number 2 is the Red Fort. The Red Fort was constructed over 10 years from 1638 to 1648. The fort was constructed when Shah Jahan shifted the capital from Agra to Delhi, and it was then known as Qila-e-Mubarak. The Red Fort was actually white as it was made up of limestone. The British painted it red when the limestone started chipping off. Qutub Minar of Delhi comes on number 3. Regarded as the site of the first Muslim kingdom in northern India, the Qutub Minar is definitely one of the most historical sites in India. It is one of the finest examples of Indo-Muslim architecture as it is made up of red sandstone. It was named after Qutb-Din Aibak, who was the first Muslim ruler of North India. The first mosque in India was also located at the foot of Qutub Minar. Humayun's tomb comes on number 4. A beautiful example of Indian and Persian architecture, Humayun's wife Hamida Banu Begum authorized the construction of this tomb for her husband in 15th century. Also an interesting fact, Humayun's tomb was one of the main inspirations for the Taj Mahal. Next comes is Hawa Mahal of Jaipur. The Palace of Winds or Hawa Mahal get its name due to the fact that it looks like a honeycomb. With its 953 windows, it is also shaped like a crown as the ruler who built it, Maharaj Savai Pratap Singh, was a major devotee of Lord Krishna. It was believed that this building was created so that the royal ladies could look outside as they were constantly under parda. Khajuraho temples of Madhya Pradesh comes at number 6. Khajuraho has always been thought of a place that portrays sensuality and eroticism at its best. A lot of sculptures are inspired from the very famous book named Kama Sutra. But let us tell you guys that it is the misinterpretation, as only 10% of the sculptures are sensual and rest are common depictions. Konark Temple of Orissa comes on number
This is
7.
in Orissa.
Built by the great ruler of Ganga dynasty, King Narsamadeva I, with 1200 artisans, the Konark Temple is like magic set in multiple stones. Located on the coast of Bay of Bengal, this temple signifies the small detailing of ancient architecture. The 12 wheels at the base of the temple are sundials that accurately shows the time. Victoria Memorial of Kolkata comes on number 8. The Victoria Memorial in Kolkata is one of the most historical tourist places in India and was built during the peak of British era in India. The Viceroy Lord Curzon came up with the idea of this monument, but its actual design was laid down by Sir William Emerson. The lush green gardens, a museum filled with British architecture including weapons, paintings, sculptures, artifacts and royal portrait of Queen are what you will find in this beautiful monument. On number 9th comes the infamous Jallianwala Bagh. The bloody history of Jallianwala Bagh is known to almost everyone. The Jallianwala massacre took place near Golden Temple in Amritsar. Covering around 6.5 acres, it is the place where General Dyer ordered a mass shooting on the day of Baisakhi. Thousands of innocents were laid down to death in this incident. It was one of the incidents that accelerated the fire of independence revolution. A memorial was erected here on 13th April 1961 by then President Dr. Rajendra Prasad. Golden Temple of Amritsar comes on number 10th. One of the most famous Gurdwara in entire world, Sri Harminder Sahib, is one of the most important spiritual places in India. While it has been around for a long time, it was rebuilt with pure gold and marble in 1830 by Maharaja Ranjit Singh. गोल्डन टेम्पल आए और प्रसादा नहीं खाया? Not happening. Each day, over 1,000 people partake the langar here. India Gate of Delhi comes on number 11th. This 42-meter monument is often compared with Arc de Triomphe in Paris. Located on the Rajpath, it was designed by Edward Lutyens, dedicated to 82,000 soldiers of both Indian and British descent who fought in World War I and 13,300 soldiers who were martyred in Third Anglo-Afghan War. It was built in 1931. It is the spot where Amar Jawan Jyoti, the eternal flame, continues to burn even today. Amer Fort of Jaipur comes on number 12th. Only 11 kilometers from the Pink City Jaipur, Amer Fort is one of the most magnificent forts in India. Built by Maharaja Man Singh in 1592, it was truly the residence of kings. Another UNESCO site in the heart of Rajasthan, over 5,000 people visit this fort every day, making it one of the most visited places in Jaipur. Gateway of India comes on number 13th. Built as an access point for the entry and exit during the British period, the Gateway of India is one of the most important places in India. Ajanta and Ellora caves comes on number 14th. The Ajanta and Ellora caves depict true craftsmanship skills, with each rock carving was done by hand when British officer John Smith set out to chase a tiger in 1819. He would never have thought that he would uncover the majestic Ajanta caves. These 29 caves are full of sculptures and paintings that epitomize Buddha and various Jakarta tales. Last but not the least, Hampi, the king town of monuments. This UNESCO World Heritage Site is one of the most famous historical places in South India and was also the region where Vijayanagara's main coin mint was situated. It was believed that Lord Rama and his brother visited this historical place to search for Sita. They took the help of two brothers, Bali and Sugriv, who ruled this region then. Hampi's rock outcrops, chariot structures, gopurams, elephant stables, ornate halls all depict the tale of one of the greatest Hindu kingdoms. With this, we inspire you to visit all these monuments with Travel Triangle. Go visit www.traveltriangle.com.
So, so that's for today, because I have to. Gaurav, Miss Minal, you all are there.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I wish you all a happy Durga Puja. Today I'll be leaving a little bit early because I am going to West Bengal tonight. Okay, so I'll
No
see you on.
problem.
Okay, I'll see you on next Monday. In between, I'll share you this ID. I mean, all these PPTs as well as other, like those websites of those organizations which you can explore a bit and can have an idea, like like tourism organizations and all. So wish you all a happy Durga Puja. Okay, take
Okay,
care
same to you, ma'am.
and stay connected. Okay, bye then, huh?
Okay,
Okay.
ma'am. Bye.
Okay, thank you. I wish you happy Navratri.
Same to you,
Okay,
ma'am.
1 minute. Yeah, same to you. I
Same to
wish you
you.
all a happy
Same to
Navratri.
you.
Okay.
Enjoy.
Okay. Okay. Take care. Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah.
See you then.